Hi, so in this video I'm going to be teaching you how to scan film here at the Makerspace using our microimaging rig. So first step, you need to have some film. Today we're going to be scanning 35mm film, and I'm going to scan just a couple of frames from this strip right here. So the first step is you need to take the film holder. It's magnetized. You're going to want to put the film in the holder here. You're going to take the film. You're going to want to put it facing, actually either way works. If it's backwards, you can just flip it in the computer. So you're going to put it in there, and then you'll get it lined up, and then it should just snap into place like so. Great. And then you can pull it through, find the picture you want. So, just like that. Great. So then put the film in the film holder here. And then you're going to want to turn on this light. On the light, there are a couple of different settings. So you turn it on, and then for negative film, you're actually going to want to switch it to the one that says cool negative. So that makes the scanner, the light, more blue, and the blue light is good for cutting through that orange mask that you have on the negative film. Great. So then you'll turn on the camera here. So then you'll get it lined up. You can see the picture right there. And this lens is manual focus, so you can punch in using this button right here, and that'll give you a nice up close view. And then you can rotate this ring right here to make sure it's in focus, and focus peaking should be turned on by default. This is very fine grained film, so it can't quite focus on the grain because it is so sharp, but you can kind of take a look there, and that to me looks pretty sharp. So then you can zoom back out by pushing the zoom out button, and you can see the frame there. It's just nice and in frame, I guess. And you'll want to set your exposure so that the histogram is nice in the middle and not getting cut off at all. So I'm going to brighten it just a little bit here. You can see we still have plenty of detail in the highlights. We're not cutting anything off. We can still brighten it a little more. The brighter it is, the more information the sensor is capturing, but if it's too bright, you'll lose data, and we don't want that. So it's still good. There, we're kind of pushing it, so I'll put it right there, and that should be great. Okay, great. So now that we have the camera and the film ready to go, we're going to open up Adobe Lightroom Classic here on the desktop. And we are going to go in the top left corner and hit File, Tethered Capture, Start Capture. And then I'll zoom into the computer here so you can see that. Session name it whatever you like, and then you're good to go. Then here, hit Live, and that shows you the screen, just so you can make sure everything's framed nicely. Looks great. Take your picture, and then at this point you can move on to the next frame, but for the sake of time I'm just going to close this out, and we're going to convert this from a negative to a positive. So the first step, we're going to scroll all the way down here to the Lens Corrections tab, and we're going to enable lens corrections and then bring the amounts of distortion and vignetting down to 0. And that just helps the software not apply weird corrections for a different lens, because it does that for some reason. Okay, the next thing, you're going to take the eyedropper tool, and you are going to sample the film border to make that neutral gray. And then you are going to crop the image, hitting R to open the crop page, or just going to crop here. And then you're just going to remove the film border. You can add this back later, but for the conversion process, it is better not to have it. Okay, so then, now that we have that, we're going to hit Control-Alt-N, and that will open up Negative Lab Pro. My presets for Negative Lab Pro are these right here. We have Type Negative, Source Digital Camera, Color Model Frontier, Presaturation 3 Default, and Border Buffer 0. Then you'll hit Convert One Negative. It converts it for you. I usually go to the Frontier model, and then Lab Highlight Soft, and then White Balance I set to Kodak, and then we can work with that from there. You can adjust your exposure, you can bring it up, bring it down. I'm probably going to bring it up just a little bit, and then we can bring maybe our darks up just a tad as well, or yeah, bring those up and then bring the blacks down to keep, keep some nice contrast there. Maybe bring the lights down a bit, bring the whites up, and you can play with the white balance a little bit. The skies are coming in a little bit too cyan for me, so I'm going to take the highs and the white balance and just move them over a couple of bumps, maybe -3. Again, this varies image to image, and also it's just a little bit yellow for some reason, and I'm going to cool that down. Okay, great. Looks good to me. At that point, you can play with the saturation if you need. I'm going to leave it at 5. Maybe up it to 6. No, 5's good. And you can hit apply. And yeah, if you're doing a whole roll of film, you can apply these settings across the whole roll, or you can edit them individually. And then you can see here, this is very sharp. I mean, let's zoom into, let's go 300% here. I mean, we are resolving the whole grain structure. This is fantastic. You can't get much more detail out of 35mm than you did in this scan. And then if you want to do dust removal, see there's a little white speck here. You can press Q. That opens up the dust removal page. Don't use generative AI, it's really annoying. It doesn't do a good job. You can select it, and it's gone. So now you have removed your dust. You can go around the page doing that. And then you can export it however you please. And that is how you use the film scanner here at the Makerspace.